Sense.
Bro, it actually worked. Oh my gosh, I'm live. Oh my goodness, there's no way. You guys have no idea how many tries that took to start a stupid live stream.
Whoa, Levi.
We should
What
be
are you
here.
talking about? Wait, what?
We're good. We're here, chat. My mic broke it.
By the way, Jesse's at a party, Davis.
Glad somebody is.
With Lexi.
What? I can't tell if you're being serious or not.
I didn't say anything. Sorry.
Chat, it's time for the Green Up Wedge breakdown.
Alright, I gotta go.
Peace out, brother.
So, I will talk to you guys tomorrow.
So, let's get serious. Here are all of the tornadoes recorded by the NWS Lincoln office for our April 2nd event. Actually, these are just all the tornadoes from the entirety of the event here that have been rated so far and surveyed so far. So again, the strongest one officially at this point is the Potosi tornado. It's likely to change though with Cave, Lake City, and a couple of other ones. But the main point I want to hammer down on here is there was a tornado larger than Greenfield, I believe, that hit my town. And I didn't even know about it until a couple days ago. Whenever Nick C, he'd shout out to Nick C, he DM'd me on Twitter. He said, "Hey, did you know that you got slabbed?" I was like, "Oh, okay." Now, this tornado was rated very low NDF2, but you gotta understand, that is because this hit legitimately nowhere that people live. Nobody lives out here. And I can tell you that with 100% confidence. Because it didn't hit Greenup head-on, it didn't hit Toledo head-on, it missed KZ Martinsville and Marshall, it missed Clarksville, it even missed Castle Finn, and then tracking into Indiana, it hit New Goshen, but at that point, it was already dissipating. That's another thing you want to know. This tornado was on the ground for almost 50 miles. That is almost the distance that Port Arthur tracked, which was one of the longest tracking tornadoes of 2024. I don't even know how that's possible. Again, I did not think anything of it. I took shelter, but I was more focused on the Tory for Lake City at that time. I'm just in shock. I really am whenever I found out about this. There was another EF2 that hit Greenville, Illinois, and it was actually even stronger. It was rated at 135, and there was a report of an injury. But remember, this hit Greenville head-on. This tornado that hit Cumberland and portions of Edgar counties, as well as Clark, this did not hit any towns. And again, almost nobody lives out here in general. So, again, the tornado actually went about 5 miles north of me. However, I did get pictures from a friend who did get hit. So let's break it down. I just realized I've been talking to myself. We're going to fix that. Hello there, Pevy.
There he is.
So, as I was saying, I got some photos here for you guys to show you of some nasty damage. This was north of town. This was sent in by my friend, so huge shout out to him. If I could pull it up, that would just be spectacular. But of course, it doesn't want to work with me. Come on. So here you go. Look at that. You got that shredded tree, the damaged stuff over there, first of all. But this is insane. This is an entire outbuilding destroyed. And this happened multiple times, not once. So, again, at the very least, a low-end EF2 tornado impacted these areas. But remember, this was 1,200 yards wide. That is 2/3 of a mile. It tracked for 44 miles. That is almost as much as Port Arthur, Texas. I mean, I'm still just genuinely in shock that I didn't know about this until way after it happened. Went very close to the school. Again, and I was watching on radar, I was literally saying, please hit the school, please hit the school. It went like, it literally went like 200 yards away from the school.
That sounds so terrible because people probably don't know that school was out of session. Like, yeah, please hit the school.
Yeah, it was out of session. It was out of session, yeah. But I
hit the school with all the staff and kids.
that was just insane to me. That's crazy. There were not any pictures of it, but I did have a lot of friends tell me that they saw a funnel cloud, but at the same time, they probably don't know what a funnel cloud is, so.
I know there were so many people telling me that this last, like, thing I had, there was, like, a wedge on the ground. I was like, bro, you don't know.
It's like, no, there wasn't. Like, I love whenever they try to lie to us, because, like, we know what we're... Anyway.
That dropped me over there with Brian Tornado, man.
But yeah, that is about all the story that I had to tell about that. I just wanted to point that out because that's insane. They don't have any of the photos sent in yet. They don't have any radar images put up, but that's crazy.
Absolutely bonkers.
Like Yonkers.
Like your...
That was legitimately the longest tracking tornado of the day, and it hit my tent. That's insane to me. I'm sorry. I can't get over that. 0 injuries, 0 deaths, everybody's okay. But, I mean, that's insane. And of course, I'm cursed, so it had to go just 3 miles north of me. But
I'm cursed too, bro.
Davis does everything for real.
I'm gonna be real, Davis. Our curse might be worse than Mr. Storm's due to the fact that we do get storms.
But they never actually hit us. They never actually hit us.
Yeah. Like, everything, like, lifts or everything. So, like, we're so close in our, like, we get our hype up, and it's like, no, I'm just kidding.
What's crazy to me is that this Greenville tornado could have easily been EF3. It was 1 mile an hour off, and that's because it didn't hit hardly anything at its strongest point. So, that would be insane, because that would be an EF3 tornado 2 counties away from me.
Yeah.
But
also, my chase partner, I'm pretty sure, got a tornado today. Might crash out.
that's crazy. Every day you can't chase, you get something cool. Be grateful for what you got, though.
Oh, yeah. I got a Chef Cloud time-ups today.
Duke is still cooking up Gonzaga. Let's go. That's what I'm grateful for today, chat.
You know what I'm grateful for?
What's that?
Davis.
Let's freaking go. I'm grateful for you, Levi.
Thank you, bro. Let's freaking go.
Thank you, bro. Let's freaking go.
Thank you, bro. Let's freaking go.
The rhymes are fire tonight.
Yeah, bro. Absolute bars.
This is just the National Weather Service website. Definitely worse than Smithville. Yeah, I think this is worse than El Reno, Piedmont, actually.
Definitely worse than Mayfield, Kentucky.
Definitely worse than Joplin, Missouri.
Definitely worse than Moore, Oklahoma, 1999 and 2013 combined times 4.
Definitely worse than Tuscaloosa, Birmingham.
Definitely worse than something city.
Lake City.
Yeah, Lake City.
Definitely worse than Diaz. Definitely worse than Rolling Fork. Definitely worse than Greenfield. Definitely worse than Elkhorn. Definitely worse than Mendon. Definitely worse than Barnsdall. Definitely.
Okay. It was just definitely worse than that one random California tornado that happens once a month.
Yeah. Yeah, I love whenever people say that California doesn't get severe weather.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody said they finally found your channel.
Mine?
Yeah.
Thank you, bro. Check out the new drop.
Oh yeah, there's a doc now for that. Mr. Twister was nice enough to create a hyperlink.
Wait, a hyperlink for what?
The boys' channels.
Yo, that's gas. Thank you, bro.
We're gonna put that in the chat. This is
Davis,
this is
you should
everybody's
react
channel.
to my video on stream.
400 plus is what it takes to get an EF5 rating. I feel like even if there was a 400 plus, I feel like they wouldn't do it. Whoa, Tenacious with the $2 dono. I was literally just looking at that, Tenacious. W Tenacious down below in the chat.
Tenacious, bro.
We were at 70, so that puts us to 72.
Davis, don't you love your 425 mile an hour EF2?
A lot of sirens in Clarksville, for real. Yes, I do indeed. Seriously though, thank you so much, Tenacious. That's awesome.
there?
Yeah. Can you not hear me?
Still there, bro? I can't hear you.
Hello. Heavy.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
There we go. So
You sent the real money to my pay. Oh my gosh, I'm doing a 3-hour stream, aren't I?
uh-oh.
I didn't get the donation yet through PayPal. I don't know what it is, but somebody just said they sent the real dono through PayPal.
Man, it might be a late night.
I didn't get it yet, but
Davis, you should react to my video to fill in time and totally not to promote my channel at all.
bro, bet. Loki, I should. Let's do it. Let's react.
Let's do it. It's kind of cheeks. Don't expect anything good. Chat people. But it was content, so I kind of had to like get it out there. So.
Get yourself a
I did not
DQ
find
ice cream cake and some skirts. Appreciate that. Thank you for the Venmo donation.
Do I hear max velocity?
You do indeed. I'm
This is
apologizing.
an alert. A tornado is on the ground. Seek shelter
My
immediately.
bad.
My bad for spamming you.
To raid my channel.
We did get a. We do have a confirmed tornado, by the way, in Alabama.
Wow. Oh, okay.
That's crazy.
Did you just say mom?
Oh, I know what clip you're talking about. Did you say womp womp to a broadcast media confirmed tornado? It's not a tag you see too often, bro. I don't know why the weirdest things pop up in my shorts while I stream, but
Kendrick Lamar doing the what's his name? The morning routine guy.
okay,
That's good. That means you're not brain rotted.
that's good.
Well, that means you're less brain rotted.
Yeah, I'm definitely brain rotted.
Ashton Hall, that guy.
It also has the link for Mr. Twister. It should. I told him to put himself on there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, my video got 75 views so far. We're cooking. We're good looking.
You're very good looking. Wait, what?
Oh, that's on stream. Clip it, chat. Clip it and send it to me.
Dude, should we upload the uh-oh short chat? Maybe that's what we'll do tonight to wrap things up. Here's Levi's vlog.
Near Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh, beak. Oh my gosh.
We started off the day with a slight risk of severe weather. This had a 5% chance of tornadoes, so it wasn't going to be a big day, but we went out to chase it anyway. We left from Franklin, Tennessee, and blasted straight west to Jackson on I-40. It amazed me how flat the terrain was out in western Tennessee, as I'd never been out there. We
He's
watched
never
as a
been to western
storm
Tennessee.
formed to our west in Arkansas and headed towards the Memphis area. At this point, we decided to leave the Walmart parking lot we were staying at and chase after the storm. We ended up heading to Lakeland and Millington to intercept the storm.
Sweet.
What's up, y'all? Levi Stefanik here, reporting to you live from just east of Raven, Tennessee, where we are approaching a tornado-warned storm that's just west of Memphis.
Yeah, I watched it already, but it was whenever he showed us before it was uploaded, so I haven't actually seen it while it's up yet. I saw a little bit of it so that I could comment W on it,
Of the
but
storm wind, we have good road networks. You really don't want to be put in a dangerous situation. So we're just kind of here to see, not to
It
get
is
close.
quite W in my
But
opinion.
we'll keep you
It
updated
is,
as
though.
the storm progresses, and thank you for watching.
I love the wireless emergency alert sound.
Yes, bro. Music to my ears. I got a lot
Off
of
in an overpass, and what we saw next was
I'd imagine.
truly incredible.
I got it once. Said something.
epic.
Walk on right behind me here.
This is even more epic music, though. The sirens.
going off, Larry. Absolutely crazy. We'll keep you updated.
I love these time lapses.
Thanks, bro. Should I like throw the link in the chat?
Look at that development. Holy crap. Yeah, you can put the link in the chat if you want.
Okay.
I might need to turn it down. I think think my parents are coming down to tell me to
We
turn it
tried to
down, but trying to
reposition,
sleep.
but this proved to be difficult with all of the trees around us. We would have to be on an overpass to be able to see anything, but we wanted a good escape route.
Look, you can
So we
see
ended
the
up staying on
sky
highway
just
and trying to
gets
stay out of
so
it.
much more green.
But we
Like,
were
it doesn't
still
even look
able to get
real.
some pretty insane footage.
All that hail. See ya, Caleb. Thank you for tuning in.
Oh my gosh.
This storm tried so hard, I still remember. It tried so unbelievably hard. And it got so far.
But it died so fast. Like, the conclusion of the video is not good because it just died so straight up.
Vincent's in the chat right now. This kid needs to join back on the call. Or is it bedtime?
That was scary. Green Sky Tenacious. That was my first chase, too.
Yeah, that
At this
is
point, we believe that he was trying
nasty.
to make his last-ditch effort to put down a tornado.
This was his
Thankfully, it
first
did
ever
fail,
real
but
chase,
it did
so
look really, really
look at that lowering.
When you're getting closer to the ground.
I mean, that is actually, I mean,
We
that
even ended
certainly
up
could have
seeing Ryan
breezed.
Scholl. It was really awesome to see him out.
Yeah,
on the
he-
field.
Completely, like,
Man got recognition from Ryan Scholl.
Oh! It's Levi! No way!
It's crazy.
Oh my gosh! No freaking way, dude.
After this, the storm did suddenly die.
Yeah, it's
but it
fire.
was still a great chase.
Welcome back,
Once the
Sam.
sun went down, we decided to get some lightning photos, but the storm's way too far north from the Kentucky border.
Those are
So yeah,
low-key
thank you all for
tough.
watching. If you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing, it's a free way to help out the channel.
Alright, go subscribe to Levi and go check out the video. Look at that. I got a heart from Levi WX himself. Oh yeah, you never answered Atticus's question.
oh, wait, what did he ask?
He asked who you chased with. You want to give him a shout out?
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Grayson. Grayson Davis. He has a channel for taking me out chasing. We're going to start live streaming our chases here soon.
It's fire. So go subscribe to Levi and Grayson.
I wish I could see the chat during the premiere, but I was gone.
Yeah, I was literally watching the Minecraft movie, so there's nothing I could do. What?
Yeah.
Look what I changed. Mr. Twitter. That's crazy. SRM's still live. They like me. I'm struggling to find people that like me now. I seem to keep finding myself in controversy.
Doesn't really look
They
that good.
don't
Looks
like
pretty like
No, they do.
a linear mess, but there is still a 5% tornado threat out there. So if you were in that risk, be sure to be weather aware. I don't
Yeah, we're
know of
almost at
anybody that's going to be
450
streaming it,
subscribers.
so I guess just
We're at 30 likes.
tune into local networks or whatever you need to do to
30
stay weather
likes.
aware out there.
Dude, low-key, this is actually cooking.
But yeah, that is.
Oh, they're
that
ending
is
right now.
All I have to add. Just thank you guys so much. Really appreciate your support.
Oh, I'm getting some highs in the chat.
We will plan
That's
on seeing
nice.
you guys tomorrow. I'm sure Gary has some stuff to say. Yo, Davis, what's up? We are not chasing tomorrow.
Hey, I got a hi, Davis. From them.
I am
That's cool.
burnt out, my friend.
Yeah, tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow could still provide some sort of tornado threat, but looks like it's gonna be a linear mass and at this, or a linear mode, and I mean, be fair, you know, we've been out for a week.
Yeah.
I mean, when we get to peak season, this is how it is, but
Yeah, I low-key feel that. I've never chased, but I can just imagine. Just doing coverage for a week is exhausting, so actually chasing for a week straight is crazy.
And two, it probably won't be 8 straight days of at least enhanced risks. Like, these have all been big days. There aren't really any down days in between. The only down day was Monday, and that was a travel day, so.
Peace out, Mr. Twitter.
Burgers at the McKinney house.
I said it.
Kidding.
Feels
But We'll
weird.
probably go ahead and wrap this up here pretty quick. The others are waiting for us at B-Dubs.
More rapping tomorrow. Yeah, that'll be
No,
members
we're not doing the rating.
Well, actually, no. We want to do that for a public stream. I might do it on a public stream.
Dahani.
Okay, we'll figure it out later.
No worries, Davis. I might have to charge you for that Lake City tornado, though. Kidding.
That's crazy.
It's all right. It's all right. But yeah, what's up, Levi? Good to see you. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I don't want to keep the other guys waiting. So.
Wait, is that you, Levi?
Members tomorrow.
Yeah.
You guys
Okay,
wanna become
you have a new
member?
PFP.
Join.
Yeah.
There's that link one more time.
Yep. Be sure to join our Discord, and then also, if you'd like to become a member, that way you can tune into the stream tomorrow. So existing members will see you over there. And
These guys are low-key my favorite chasers. I'm not gonna lie.
We'll also plan on seeing you tomorrow.
They're up there. Freddy's
for a trip
probably
stream, so.
my favorite.
Freddy is a
Thank you
goat,
guys
yeah.
all
I like Freddy,
so
Gabe
much.
Redfield, SRM, Brendan Kopic.
Just every chaser in existence.
Nah.
Let me check on something here.
So we did hit 7
It's-
or
There's
8.
not very many bad annoying chasers. I also love Pekka's Hank and Danny shot. Dude.
Well, there's one that starts with a V that is somewhat controversial, but
Oh wait, yeah. And then there's CJ, the Midwestern Storm Tracker dude. Not Midwestern Storm Trackers. Not with them. A different one.
I was gonna say, I thought they were pretty cool.
No, they're pretty cool. It's CJ.
I guess I don't know who that is. Tornado Page is still alive.
Chicago and Midwest Storm Chasers.
Who should we raid, chat? Whenever we end off. I low-key don't want to end off. I'm kind of having fun here.
No, can you get people to donate so you do a 6-hour stream?
I might end up doing it either way, bro.
What versus what? You recommended Soakers.
Yeah, I know. Is the other stream still live? Are you kidding? Dude, what? The other stream is still live. How do I end that? I don't think I can.
Infinite Davis.
I know.
Hit that 24-hour live stream.
Is the other stream still live? Are you kidding? Dude, what?
Wait, do you have 2 streams going?
So I didn't realize my mic was speaking, guys. Yeah, I do. Somehow.
Are they putting out the same thing?
That's actually a really... No, the other one's frozen. I was gonna say, that's actually a really good question. But no, the other one's frozen. So...
Bro, that might be like a new watch hours glitch.
Low-key. It's kind of far. I'm sure it's as soon as I close OBS, so it's gonna go away, so...
Okay, yeah, dude, I'm turning off the light.
That's actually a really... No, the other one's frozen.
Biggest bolt of lightning hit.
I was gonna say, that's actually a really good question. But no, the other one's frozen. So...
Bro, that might be like a new watch.
Was Roman live? Nope. None of the boys are live. Storm Hunter Media's ending.
Live, except I'm not gonna be live.
Storm Hunter Media ended 59 seconds ago. It's crazy. Who do we rate, chat?
I think there was a voice crack somewhere in there.
Buddy.
I'm joking.
What about...
Yeah, that was not peak lightning photography. Everything was like behind tree. Oh my gosh. You've gotta be kidding me. I just turned my camera and everything off. And the biggest spider lightning hit.
That always happens to me. I'll stop recording for like 2 seconds. Whoa! Judy Knight, welcome to the Slate Risk memberships. W. Judy in the chat. I was not expecting that. W. Judy, thank you so much. Again, members get access to exclusive members-only videos. They also get shout-outs at the end of every forecast. Huge thank you to Judy for becoming a Slate Risk member. Storm Hunter Media Raid.
My credit card doesn't work with YouTube because it's an op.
I am. I'm Levi's dad. Did you know that, Levi?
Wait, you're my dad?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What do we do here? What do we do here, Bevy?
No scorpion hunting. No, you said on stream.
Oh, they were talking about David Stefanik. Okay. Wait, did Stormrunner Media actually raid me? I think they told people to come over here. Either that or people just decided to. Well, welcome everybody from Stormrunner Media chat. We're literally just chilling right now. This is like the chill stream of all chill streams. We do have some dono incentives up there, but we've already hit most of them. We've already done most of that stuff.
I'm sorry.
We should raid Evan. Stormrunner Media raid. They actually did. That's crazy. Thank you so much, SRM. And welcome everybody that is tuning in from Stormrunner Media. If you are new here, make sure to like and subscribe. We do severe weather coverage every day for areas all across the country. Now I feel like I actually have to do something because we actually have an audience. We should do a Kahoot? No. I like how I'm actually turning around my chair. I'm getting all professional now that we have an audience. Again, we weren't really doing severe weather coverage tonight. We were kind of just chilling out. We were doing tornado breakdowns and twisted chases and stuff like that. But if you guys have any suggestions for what we should do, make sure to leave them down below. Again, you take it to Stormrunner Media for the raid. Again, now that we actually have people watching, I feel like I have to do something. Holy crap, getting 6 new subs from that. Huge W to DL Scales and Garrett Thompson. First time here, I do seem chill. I appreciate it. Alright, bet.
You're gonna hit 4K soon, bro.
Dude, low-key, that would be hype. Dude, holy crap. There actually is a Stormrunner Media raid. Okay. So,
Oh my gosh. Watch the viewers spike.
chat. For anybody that doesn't know what we do here, we do severe weather coverage and winter storm coverage, as well as hurricane coverage, as well as forecasting for all those things for areas all across the country. We do stuff similar to Ryan Hall and Max Velocity. They're huge inspirations to me. And we have done dozens of hours of coverage this week, rather, for portions of the mid-Mississippi Valley. As I'm sure a lot of you guys are aware, things have been very active. But yeah, if you are new here, make sure to like and subscribe. Again, we're kind of just chilling here tonight. Yeah, we don't even have a thumbnail up on this, but we did about 2 hours, a little over 2 hours of coverage today. We did about an hour of coverage yesterday. We did about 5 hours of coverage on that would have been Wednesday. We did 4 hours of coverage on Tuesday. You know, I mean, we've been very busy here for the past few weeks, just as Stormrunner Media has. So, again, thank you so much to Stormrunner Media for the raid. That's crazy. Georgia's going to be getting severe weather tomorrow. You certainly are. However, I would bet on it mostly just being a damaging wind threat. If we look at the actual storm predictions in our outlook for you, we can see that you are highlighted in a portion of that 2% tornado threat there. But again, the main risk is going to come with damaging winds, as we're not really going to have a whole lot of instability out here in this environment, and shear definitely could be better. It's kind of your classic leftover Dixie wind bag. But if we look at the HRRR here, it does give you some thunderstorms out there in Georgia. I wouldn't be shocked if some of these discrete little supercells across west central Georgia maybe produce an isolated tornado tomorrow. So we'll definitely have a stream out for some damaging wind coverage, if nothing else. But I don't know why I said HRRR. We're looking at the NAM. But yeah, again, we're normally quite a bit more professional than this. But we are literally just chilling tonight because we are tired. We are tired, and we have done so much coverage recently. We should do chat polling. Let's do it. Let's set up a poll, chat. Like and sub. Thank you, Loop. Shout out to Loop. We are now at 3,947 subs. We're going to hit 3,950 tonight. That's incredible. My recommended is still cooked. No! Oh, people came to the other stream. Dang it. There's so many people that came to the other stream. Shoot.
Go into that chat and tell them.
Yeah. Let's fix that. We're going to... we would have gotten so many more new viewers. No. That is so sad. Alright, we're gonna private it just so that it ends it and people can't see it. That is actually so sad. Yeah, we had to reset the stream because the other one crashed. That is so annoying.
That's rough.
He rated the other one.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, no. That is so sad.
Tragic new paddock.
That is so sad. Oh my gosh. He rated the other one. You were directed to this one? Well, again, huge shout out to Stormrunner Media for the raid either way. But that is so sad. Oh my gosh, dude. There were literally like 50 other viewers on that one. There were 56 concurrent viewers on the other one. I'm gonna shoot myself in the foot. For legal reasons, that was a joke.
Yeah, I was like, hey there, Buster. Bro, even DL's mom was in the other stream.
Bro, she was?
Yeah.
No, we had 56 concurrent viewers. Oh my gosh, I'm such an idiot. I knew I should have privated that one. Something told me earlier, but I didn't. And that's what I get, bro. You're joking.
It's chill. Lessons learned.
Yeah. Well, thank you to everybody that did subscribe and joined in on this stream. I don't know if I'd be able to entertain 85 viewers right now anyways. Don't forget chat pulling. What do we pull on, though? That's the real question here. That's actually so sad. Well, let's do some polling, chat.
What are we... huh?
Yeah, we still got some over here. Again, I'm super grateful for everybody that tuned in. Thank you guys so much.
Can we do a poll that's like, does Levi get an insane lightning shot that goes viral tonight?
Does
Yes,
Levi
sir.
gets a viral lightning shot tonight? Alright, there we go. We pulled it. Everybody vote up that poll.
Because we all know 100% whatever the public and crowd says is always correct, right?
Okay, you want to play those games?
No. Okay, we're chilling at 78%. Okay, we're at 70%. Okay. Yeah, 78%, 77%. Mm, 79%. Yeah.
I'm not going to make that. I was going to start a goal for fun.
A what?
Nothing. Well, anyway, chat, again, thank you all for tuning in. Again, we're honestly kind of planning on ending here pretty shortly anyways. But we should pull on which tornado is stronger. You guys really like those kind of pulls.
Okay, El Reno or more Oklahoma?
El Reno or more. I already did that on the main tab. Which tornado was stronger? We'll do, say, Diaz, Arkansas,
Ray Davis does weather.
or Lake City, Arkansas.
I mean, a hot take, man, and do Lake City.
I don't even think that's that hot of a take. I think it is stronger than Diaz.
Okay, you seem like a Lake City hater there for a bit.
I'm not hating on it. It's just not stronger than Tuscaloosa, Birmingham.
Wah, wah.
Bro, who did this to the document? Why is everybody automatically an editor? Oh my gosh, no. You're trolling. People screwed with the document.
Uh-oh.
They wrote an 85 paragraph. Holy crap. There are 82 Google Doc pages, so this is legitimately like a 8,000 paragraph essay.
About what?
Diaz was easily 250 plus. I don't know about that one, Si. There's just not enough evidence. I'm sorry.
Davis's Whataburger interception was definitely 275.
Trust.
Did you see the bent anchor bolts on that burger?
It's crazy.
His chompers wiped the foundation clean.
Bro, chill. My access is expired? Who... Did Mr. Twister remove my access? Or did I remove my own access? Oh, I did. I'm an idiot. I made myself a viewer. Because it was just anybody with the link. It wasn't me in particular. I'll have to ask him to fix that. Well, I mean, it's impressive, but there have certainly been tornadoes that are lower than 250 that removed anchor bolts. So. And I'm going Lake City, but I could see the point for Diaz. It's a 2/3 Lake City though. All right, run it up. Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, or Tuscaloosa, Birmingham,
or Philadelphia, Mississippi, from the same day.
Oh my gosh, that's kind of a really good one.
Because Philadelphia was actually rated an EF5, but
That is such a good one, Levi. Personally, I would go Tuscaloosa, Birmingham.
I'd go Philadelphia. The left edge was, you know.
You made the point yesterday, though, about horizontal vortices.
Happened with the strongest tornado. Yeah, Philadelphia had one.
Not as many.
Oh, my great googly moogly.
You also have to keep in mind that Philadelphia was rated EF5 because it hit Philadelphia at its strongest point.
Yep.
Tuscaloosa, Birmingham hit Corn at its strongest point.
I'd call that a massive skill issue for the people.
That's crazy.
No, that was this guy. Do you see that on Twitter? Someone said that.
Philadelphia was clearly stronger? Am I dumb? Am I just crazy for having that take?
Have you watched Reed's footage of it?
I have, and it was real impressive.
It was further away and had more insane motion.
But, guys, and again...
It says still to this day, he watched May 19th. He watched May 3rd. And he still said Philadelphia was stronger.
Here's the thing.
He said that was the most violent tornado he's ever seen.
Tuscaloosa, Birmingham tracked for over 80 miles. Philadelphia they didn't even sustain 30. It was 28 miles. And obviously that in of itself is not a characteristic of exact strength. However, Tuscaloosa, Birmingham had so much more time to be violent. It had, again, obviously you could make the case for Philadelphia being stronger, but nobody is agreeing that Philadelphia was more devastating overall. Can we at least agree on that?
I don't know. I haven't looked into them.
Tuscaloosa, Birmingham killed 64 people. Philadelphia killed 3. Tuscaloosa, Birmingham injured 1,500. Philadelphia injured 6.
Bro, Tuscaloosa, Birmingham was just an op to, like, the human race. What the heck?
And there were, again, it's another one of those where this was before the EF5 drought, but it feels like it was during the EF5 drought, because it should have been rated EF5. I don't care. I'm saying it. I'm leaking it. Some of the damage on the...
Leaking the NWS chat again.
Some of the damage near the Tuscaloosa University of Alabama, unbelievable. What was the strongest tornado on April 27th? It was definitely Smithville.
Okay, yeah. Guys, trust me, it was at 1 EF1 in Louisiana. I have no clue if there was an EF1.
There weren't any in Louisiana.
Okay, I genuinely have no clue.
Smithville was way stronger than Hackleburg, Phil Campbell.
I literally wouldn't know.
I mean, I know I made the point about track earlier, but again, I even said there it's not in of itself a feature of strength. And Smithville was arguably the strongest tornado of all time. Oh, there's Jesse.
Yo, Jesse, she said she hates you, bro. That's just a skill issue. It was after the smart awkward comment.
Jesse, just so you know, I am live on YouTube.
Oh.
Man dipped out real fast. What do we think? Rainsville or Tuscaloosa, Birmingham? That's a good one.
Davis, at least that didn't actually happen during when SRM was rating.
For real.
It's so funny. They rated and immediately Jesse goes in.
Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, or Rainsville, chat?
Definitely Tuscaloosa. I don't know.
Hackleburg, I don't think, was 320 plus. I don't think we have enough evidence there. You could make the case for it, but I would disagree, personally. There's a certain point where you go back far enough, you genuinely can't prove anything after, a certain point. Because, I mean, we didn't have technology. We didn't have Doppler on wheels driving through the tornadoes then. Here's the real question. Super Outbreak of 74 or Super Outbreak of 2011? The Super Outbreak of 2011 was more devastating, but more intense. I'm going to have to give it to April 3rd, 1974. April 3rd was unmatched in terms of number of EF5s within a 24-hour period. So, people, whether or not like my haircut, the no option's going to destroy. Going as far as saying Smithville was 350 plus, I would have to disagree with that, but on the outbreak intensity score, 74 super outbreaks obviously higher because it doesn't take into account actual human impact. You also had the Rochester 4 and the 74 super outbreak, which was one of the most interesting tornadoes from a meteorological standpoint of all time, in my opinion. You can also, it's another one where, you can make the case that was an F5. I personally wouldn't agree with it. I think it was F4, but people argue it, and, you could convince me. Some people call it just downright Rochester. That's what I call it. Some people also call it Monticello Rochester. I've heard it. Yeah. Do you know the 74 super outbreak actually started 10 miles north of me? The biggest tornado outbreak of all time. Started as an F1 in Coles County. Peace out, Jordan. I'm still so upset about that SRM thing. Levi dipped, by the way. I don't know what happened. Dude, we're 2 subs away from 3950. If you haven't already, make sure to click that sub button, chat. It helps out an unbelievable amount. Whoa. Tenacious. You think you could get away without me noticing that donation? Do you really think that? Tenacious. With the $38.80 dono. I'm assuming that was supposed to be $40. W Tenacious in the freaking chat. Holy crap. You thought you could sneak by with it, didn't you? Thank you so much. That is incredible. Again, I would be freaking out a lot more right now, but my parents are trying to sleep, and I've already been told twice to shut up. W Tenacious in the chat. Spam it up for Tenacious. Like, seriously, guys. That is incredible. Tenacious, another person. She's always here. She's always amazing. W Tenacious. 3-hour plus stream. Believe it or not, we are very close to hitting that already, so we can do that. Because the last stream was almost 2 hours. It ended at like 115 minutes. The actual ending was at about 115 minutes. So we'll say once this stream hits like an hour and 10 minutes, it'll be a 3-hour stream total. Seriously though, W Tenacious. That's crazy. Again, you guys seem to love the chill streams, so we're bringing them back and better than ever. Oh, Levi didn't leave the call. I left the call. Yo, that's Hikey, my bad. I did not mean to leave, Levi.
No, it's okay. My phone died.
Oh, you did leave the call. Okay. I was wondering because I was like, I did not leave the call. Levi, can you give us a W Tenacious?
W Tenacious, bro.
I will, Tenacious. I will get that short out by tomorrow, if I remember. Hopefully I will.
Tenacious, dude.
If I don't, just remind me.
What the Tenacious do?
$40 donut through PayPal.
Oh, shoot, bro. W Tenacious.
It's a huge W.
Massive W.
Some would say more massive than the Load Seeper Fade meme.
Okay, bro.
I would say it. I love Tenacious.
Tenacious is an absolute cheat.
You'll keep nagging me? Sounds good.
Time to get all the mid-lightning photos I got and edit them.
What are you guys' thoughts on the March 26, 2023 outbreak?
Wow, wow.
You remember March 26th, Levi?
Yeah.
Because it was supposed to be a very, very intense day. 2013 Moore was definitely stronger than Bologna.
What do you think about that one 2019
percent.
day that I can't remember that completely busted? That was a high risk.
You talking about May 20th?
Yeah.
See, people say it completely busted. It's not necessarily the case. We did still have over 50 tornadoes. We also did have an EF3, but it was nowhere near the high risk.
Oh, dang.
But
Bro, they did not. Dude, they just didn't have Broyles on that crap, bro.
Broyles knows when to issue a freaking high risk.
But not his 10 hatch. Do not trust Broyles' 10 hatch. They always bust, and they're always in Dixie.
But I'm telling you, bro, those high risks, he nails them every time.
No, he actually cooked this last high risk.
I know, like, people make jokes about it, but this time it was actually insane. Because nobody in their right mind said that this event should have gone high risk the day before. But Broyles just pops in and he's like, high risk, no explanation, walks out, and then it freaking verifies. You know how much aura points he gets for that?
Okay, buddy.
What do you mean?
Aura points is crazy work.
I mean, he does.
I cannot argue with this.
Joplin lives rent-free in your mind.
Dude, Joplin was a freaking scary tornado. I remember the I Survived Joplin book. That was so peak.
That was peak. Even before I was in the weather community, that was peak. That was amazing. Sirens going off. Stay safe out there, Airborne. Is there a tornado warning for, my brain fart, Huntsville? No. We do have a confirmed tornado near Florence. Velocities look pretty intense, but that's because we're far away from radar. And then,
North Alabama.
yeah, I think he lives in Huntsville, though.
Might be near, like, at Rogersville or freaking... Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that.
What is this goofy-ass special weather statement shape? Are you guys seeing this? What is this? This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot of dumb things.
Bro, you've even seen me.
That's crazy. Levi's not dumb. Make it a hashtag. Hashtag Levi's not dumb. Seriously, what is it? Is it for flooding? No. Why is it shaped like that? I guess National Weather Service doesn't have access to this county. They're trying to give the National Weather Service in Pittsburgh a hint. It's like, come on, issue the special weather statement. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Milton's outbreak was insane, and it's not talked about enough. People immediately forgot about it. Milton's outbreak was the biggest tornado outbreak caused by a hurricane of all time, I would argue. Nothing really compares. I think we had like 9 EF2 plus tornadoes that day. Hashtag Davis does weather. Okay. Thoughts on January 10th, 2023, Levi? Or not January 10th, sorry. I did this earlier today too. January 8th, I think. No?
Wait, what's the tornado from that day?
Here it is. January 12th, 2023. That super long tracking EF3 in Alabama that got a Tory.
Oh yeah, that was pretty interesting.
That thing was low-key violent as crap.
Yeah.
It was also 3/4 of a mile wide. 4/5, actually. 80% of a mile. And it didn't even hit any metro areas, and it got rated high-end EF3. And 7 fatalities, which is deadlier than every tornado in 2024. Every individual tornado.
2024, we had like really like peak warnings.
Yeah. I think this deserves a deeper dive, though. I would do this, but I've already got one planned for what I'm doing next. I announced on my community tab earlier today. If you didn't see it, it's December 9th, 2023.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shoot. Let me help with that.
Oh, yeah, I actually should. I didn't even think about that. Oh, yeah, I have a friend that lives in the town. By the way, do not sleep on the Georgia tornado from January 12th. Do not sleep on it. It was 1.25 miles wide.
Oh, dang.
And you can tell whenever a tornado has a track like this that it is incredibly violent. I think this one was rated a little lower, though, than Alexander City, if I'm correct. Was it rated at... Where was it? I don't know. I could look on Wikipedia, but I'm too lazy.
Wikipedia, the most valid source of information.
Which wedge loop? Well, certain Wikipedia pages are.
Certain ones, yeah. How annoying when you can't use Wikipedia on a project. Yeah.
Chat. Yeah, it's annoying whenever teachers say that. February 9th, 1960. 50 years to the date, exactly 50 years to the date that I was born, the only tornado in Greenup city limits hits my house. 50 years, the date to the day before I was born. The only tornado in Greenup history within the city limits. I think that was a sign from early on. There was also an F3 in Arkansas that day, but I don't know a lot about that. I'll be honest with you guys. Fitzhugh got hit, I guess. It's not really a town, though. It's just an intersection. I do know a little bit more about the F2 that went north of Benton, Illinois there. I usually hear it referred to as the McLeansboro tornado, but really didn't go anywhere near McLeansboro. Yeah, there's a tornado on the ground in Florence. It's fine. It was my old house. I don't care.
Poor old house.
Yeah, broadcast media confirmed tornado now in Florence. Again, horrible radar coverage out here, though. I tried to radio. I guess it didn't work. Sorry. Dude, the problem was that I had 2 different streams set up, and I guess whoever chose it chose the one that was crashed. The reason I had 2 set up was because the first one, we originally just had one, but then it crashed, so I just set up a new one and didn't bother to private the old one yet. But I really do appreciate the thought. Again, thank you guys so much. And it still did help out. So, huge shout out to Stormrunner Media.
Yeah, W Stormrunner Media.
WSRM in the chat.
SRM is literally. Bro, I'm gonna see him out in the field one of these days, trust.
Bro, it has to happen. The Levi Stormrunner Media meetup.
Yeah, bro. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna happen.
I gotta see him out there one day as well, because they go in the Midwest far too often for me to not see them.
Yeah.
And I appreciate the thoughts, though. That's awesome. Yeah, that's a bad on my end, because I didn't private the other stream. I was being lazy. But yeah, we're kind of just doing a chill stream tonight, so. New tornado watch just issued for sections of Mississippi for a new line of storms here, producing damaging winds. A couple of isolated tornadoes embedded in our line of storms can't be ruled out. So tornado watch until 5 a.m. there. They mentioned the threat for intense tornadoes still.
What are we doing, man?
So we might low-key, have a wedge fest tonight. No, I'm kidding. I actually do think that significant damaging winds could be a possibility, though, for the entire state of Mississippi. Tri-State tornado or Tupelo, Gainesville. Give me Tri-State. Again, we don't know a lot about it, but based off what we do know, by far one of the strongest tornadoes of all time. I'd have to put it in my top 10 list, even with the lack of knowledge that we have about it. The strongest storm of the year so far, probably Lake City or Diaz. Oh. The April 15, 2011 event, that's pretty interesting. I've read a little bit on this. Big outbreak that, of course, gets way overshadowed by April 27th. But April 26th as well, actually, was pretty intense. April 26th in itself was a super outbreak. But you will never hear a single person talk about it. Even April 25th was pretty big. Smithville. CSI. March 2nd, 2012. March 2nd, 2012 was one of the biggest Ohio Valley outbreaks in recent history. I will say, by far, the most intense tornado was obviously Henryville, Indiana, but the Buchanan, Georgia EF3, I don't think it's talked about enough. It also tracked through Dallas. Where's Buchanan? I don't remember. Well, anyway. Oh, there's Buchanan. I know, and that's the sad thing, is that 2011, other than May 22nd and April 27th, and occasionally a couple other days, you're never going to hear hardly any of those outbreaks talked about, but they still were some of the biggest of all time. I mean, it just upsets me that disasters to that proportion just go untalked about forever. I'll tell you what, though, if you want a bigger Ohio Valley outbreak, take a look at June 2nd, 1990. Crazy violent tornadoes across portions of the Ohio River Valley there. There were, looks like 7 different tornadoes of F4 intensity. Again, these were also tornadoes that hit places that people actually live. Newton, Illinois, hit. Olney, Illinois, hit. Albion, Illinois, hit. Mount Carmel, hit. Petersburg, Indiana, hit. Alfredsville, Indiana, hit. Every single one of these F4 tornadoes went through A-Town. And some of them had some weird-looking shapes as well. The track, I don't even remember the Cincinnati tornadoes track looking like that. That's kind of crazy. That is definitely true, Tahani. Parkersburg. Definitely not talked about nearly as much as it should be. At the same time, though, no F5 is typical. I don't want to call it, or EF5 is typical. I don't want to call it typical. But compared to some of the other EF5s, it just doesn't stand out quite as much. Again, it's kind of just your average, couple swaths of EF5 damage. It was a very wide tornado. But outside of that, headlines, not a whole lot. Again, I believe it was the only EF5 of 2008, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, I just said something really stupid. I did not just say that, did I? Wait, am I tripping? Oh, it was the only EF5. What was I thinking? I don't know. What? Oh, Mountain View. Okay, that makes more sense. Sorry.
I'm editing up my peak lightning photos.
Bet, bro.
I'll let you know when I would be shooting more lightning. There's like better lightning right now. Also, like my camera continuously for like an hour.
That's a rip. Can we all just agree that 2018 was the least active year for tornadoes in recorded history?
Wasn't 2020 pretty bad too?
Not nearly as bad as 2018. 2020, you at least had several. You had 6 EF4s in 2020. You also had one of the most significant tornadoes and one of the largest tornadoes of all time with Bassfield Soso.
Yeah.
I did not realize it would. Oh, I guess I did know that. Yeah, it was a little over 2 miles wide, wasn't it? But 2018, you had 0 recorded violent tornadoes in the United States. Of course, Canada got in on some of the action, but they got the only EF4 recorded that year. The only highlights are the Kansas tornado that went near Salina, and there's something else that I always mention from 2018. What is it? Oh, Taylorville? Yes, because Taylorville was the 3rd costliest tornado that year, and it also received a tornado emergency. The reason I bring it up is because it's 2 counties away from me. So, even though 2018 wasn't a huge year overall, it was a pretty decent year for my region. Oh, Pevy left. And it's not even like it was just certain areas that were inactive. It was just a crappy year. I mean, Dixie was underwhelming, to say the least, and the Plains were meh. You had 0 EF3 or stronger tornadoes in Oklahoma and Texas. That's crazy. Davis raid. Dude, I'm so tired. The good news is that led to only 13 fatalities. I never want to look on a year like that and say, oh, I hate how it was so inactive. It's just boring. That's the only thing about it, but it's a good thing. We like whenever severe weather's boring, because it usually means not much is happening. What was another year that was inactive? 2013, outside of the obvious, don't even feel like I have to say it, was relatively inactive. I'll be honest. It was an interesting year, though, because while we had quite a few EF4 tornadoes, the overall tornado count wasn't super impressive. I did forget about the Hattiesburg tornado being in 2013, I'm not going to lie. What was this? Oh, Granbury, Texas. Okay. I didn't realize that was in 2013 either. Maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe I'm just an idiot. But yeah. Ooh, you know what? 2007. Was it 2007? No. What am I thinking of? June 8th, 1995. Check it out. I don't know what we're doing here, by the way, chat. I'm thankful that we have this many people watching whenever we don't know what we're talking about. I mean, we know what we're talking about, but that's not what I meant. We don't have a agenda for tonight. Let's just put it that way. I'm going to be honest with you. I did not know about this one. Looks like a huge Texas Panhandle outbreak. What about June 29, 2012. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Did the Ohio Valley derecho on June 29, 2012 not have any confirmed tornadoes? It didn't. That is incredible. I did not know that. This is typically... Oh, that was a horrible voice crack. This is typically referred to as the fireworks derecho, I believe. Huge derecho event. Yeah, I guess we didn't have any confirmed tornadoes. That's crazy to me. For a derecho of that size. In 2007, they introduced the EF scale. Tories were well before that. The first actual tornado emergency was May 3rd, 1999. And at that point, there was very little criteria of what a Tory had to be. 1999 was just an active year overall, outside of the obvious. By the way, a little pro tip. I used to do this all the time whenever I was first getting into weather. The way to remember the difference between Bridge Creek Moor and Newcastle Moor, which years they were, because I used to always get those confused. I was like, was Newcastle Moor 1999 or 2013? The way to remember is Newcastle, you have new in it. Boom. I'm a genius. So, Newcastle is 2013. Get it? Because it's newer. Your mom's farm got hit by a tornado in Canada. The craziest derecho I was ever impacted by was the June 29th, 2023 derecho. I call this the mega derecho, but... Again, derechos during the summertime typically don't have a huge tornado count, but I was just shocked to see that the fireworks derecho didn't have any. Because even like June 29th, 2023, big time tornado hit South Springfield, and there was also just an entire tornado outbreak in general, over a localized region anyway. But if you guys haven't looked into the June 29th derecho of 2023, not 2012, both, but especially 2023, you need to look into it, because it was one of the largest derechos of all time. And it wasn't necessarily expected to be like that. We woke up to an enhanced risk. Let me just put that into perspective there. .2020 derecho still gives you PTSD. Dude, anybody that tries to say that August 10th, 2020 wasn't the largest derecho of all time needs to get out. Like, seriously. There's no point in looking at this in Tornado Archive. Actually, there is, because we can look at environment. No environment data available. No environment data available. That's fun. Well, very large derecho across eastern Iowa. The problem with the central Illinois derecho compared to eastern Iowa, central Illinois is a little bit more populated overall. It's not a huge difference. But August 10th, I'm not trying to say August 10th was less significant. August 10th was way worse. Way worse. We also had far more intense gusts. I mean, it genuinely looked like tornado damage, and it was, 40-mile wide swath, so, of tornado damage. But, I mean, it was damaging wind damage, but it looked like tornado damage. What am I saying? It's late. It was also the costliest severe thunderstorm event in history. That is true, and it was a slight risk, not even for eastern Iowa, it was for, the Central Plains. They had to do a special update for one of the first times in history to get it to a moderate risk. Because this was an event that, if they didn't have a moderate risk out at least for, they were going to get flamed. So, they made the right call. Even before the event started, it was pretty evident that if they didn't add a moderate risk fast, they were in trouble. Again, August 10, 2020 was and forever will be the biggest derecho. It was the ultimate derecho. I'd really bet against the idea that we still have a tornado on the ground east of Florence. not hardly any rotation that signifies otherwise. So yeah, I'd say that we probably are done with our Alabama storms for tonight. We do have a tornado warning for Tupelo for our line here for the northern portion. For Fulton, seek shelter if you're in that area. I can't speak. Yeah, chat, I think that's it for tonight. We definitely did over 3 hours of streaming total. So thank you all for tuning in. I really did enjoy this. We'll definitely do more of this in the future.